As we look at most offensive metrics from 2022, Penn State was generally in that 25 to 35 range nationally, uh, depending on whether you go the advanced metrics or the standard traditional metrics. Uh, you guys mentioned the two elite offensive linemen that come through the 23 class and a few other pieces. If it's a big ask, but if there was anyone that you would expect to make an impact on this offense from the incoming class of freshmen, who would that be?
I'll give you a name we haven't talked about yet who I love, and that's Andrew Rappleyea at tight end. It's a lazy comparison for a lot of reasons because much like Pat Fryermuth, Andrew Rappleyea is a prep tight end from New England who wears number 87 and grew up idolizing Rob Gronkowski like probably most kids in New England. But he reminds me so much of Pat Fryermuth. And we saw Fryermuth come in as a true freshman and make an impact. Now, Fryermuth is a little bit different because the tight end room was not nearly as deep and talented as it is now. But Rappleyea is a kid who, like Fryermuth, he's big, he's physical, he can block. But he's got super soft hands and is sneaky athletic and is going to be a terror for opposing defenses across the middle of the field in the red zone. I don't know how much of Rappleyea we see this year, largely because there's a ton of talent at tight end, but I definitely think we're going to see him out there hauling in some balls, making some key blocks, catching a couple touchdowns over the course of the year.
A top 125 player.
A name I'll throw out is Tony Rojas, true freshman linebacker and early enrollee, already turning heads in practice so far. He got a shout out for Manny Diaz as a winter workout warrior. It's a daily shout out the coaches do to, as just to give a little encouragement to guys who really been working hard. But he's really been turning heads in the Lash building so far from what I've read on practice reports. And can't say it's too surprising. He was really high regarded 4-star recruits. And, it sounds like he's going to provide some much needed depth to linebacker position. It's a big reason that, along with, of course, Curtis Jacobs, Abdul Carter, others coming back, but getting a stud freshman like Tony Rojas to fill in that 2 deep, that it makes me feel much better about the linebacker depth than I did this time a year ago when I was thinking to myself, well, Curtis Jacobs goes down, they're in trouble. It's a different dynamic this year around. So I'm curious to see what he does in the spring game. Obviously, you got to keep in mind they're going to be trying not to get anyone hurt in the spring game. So, but I'm just curious to see how he moves around out there at least. And of course, I'm excited to see what kind of role he carves out for himself when the real games begin.
Breaking down the Penn State offense, headed toward spring practice at Happy Valley on March 13th. That is day one. Marty Leap, Tim Aiden, Black Shoe Diaries. Head on over to Black Shoe Diaries on SB Nation. Check out their work, and hopefully we can reel you guys in here pretty soon and break down the defense.
Absolutely.